This is going to be a fairly quick video about tone, and this could be one of the most important videos to stumble upon if you're a harmonica player looking to get better at the instrument and enjoy it as much as possible. This is a topic you have to focus on. So what is tone? What I'm referring to at this point when I say tone is the quality or the characteristic of somebody's sound, what makes their sound unique. And sometimes we identify this tone as being pleasing or not unpleasing or thin or fat tone. So in the world of playing a diatonic harmonica, this 10-hole thing, we want to get this little instrument, as Joe Falisco always says, make it have the biggest sound possible. So he discusses often the use of chords and octaves, tongue blocking. These are ways to ensure that you get a really nice big sound when you're playing on the harmonica. But I want to approach this topic a little bit differently and talk about what I think have been the biggest influencers for improving my tone over the years. Because it's quite an ambiguous topic that when you ask a professional player, they often don't have a great answer for you. I know that was my experience early on. So what I want to do today is give you some concrete things to consider. Let's start with breath and your breathing. The more relaxed you are in your mind and in general in the moment, the more relaxed your body will be, the more relaxed your breathing will be. So that's a big influencer of tone, state of mind, relaxation. Doing some simple breathing exercises to slow down your breath. Just slow in and slow out. It doesn't have to be, breathing meditation, although that would be kind of cool to get into that. But just being aware of slowing down and regulating your breath. And that means limiting the amount of air that you use on the inhale and the exhale. Consider dynamic range as a good sort of way to control and be aware of this, starting slowly, quietly on a note, raising the volume just ever so slightly and trying to maintain an even volume. Get your air out. Take one draw on this C harmonica. Just try to make that tone as even as you can, that sound of the one draw. This would be a great experiment just to get started with examining your own tone and the sound you're producing. Is it shaky? Is it changing in volume a lot? Make it even. That right there will make a huge difference. Posture could influence. If you're always, like leaning over and you're not thinking about being a little more straight. I've heard players that sound great and they're hunched over when they play. However, there's something about extending, bringing the shoulders back and allowing the extension of the sound to come out and take advantage of your whole torso, the cavity here and in your throat and in your mouth cavity opening up. So let's talk about the embouchure next. Your embouchure, and speaking of opening up, is everything. This and the breathing are some of the biggest impacts on your tone, for better or for worse. So as far as the embouchure, if you're a pucker player primarily, getting the instrument farther into your mouth, much further, I should say, into your mouth, this would help you. The soft part of the lips making contact with the cover plate, which means the lips go far, way over the edge. If you're playing on the edge here, that's thin tone. You're lucky if you're even getting a single note. Push it into your lips. If you're a tongue blocker, you'll instantly sort of gain that deep embouchure. Opening the mouth, opening the throat, trying to get everything open and relaxed. This is how we get really good sound. These are just a couple tips to start to become more aware of what you're doing. The way you practice, that's probably likely the way that you're going to play when you play live and when you're on stage, meaning that if you don't focus on changing something in practice, it never presents itself live when you go to play. Tone's a big one. It's a really big topic. Take the time today, do a little self-assessment. And here's the final tip. Record yourself often to start to gauge what you like, what you don't like, what's working and what's not working. You can go back and catch, hey, I noticed, for example, and I put a video series, a couple videos out a few months back on eliminating vibrato and what that can do for your playing as an experiment to compare the tonal difference. Well, with no vibrato, you get a bigger sound. And so it might be a very worthwhile experiment, as many people overuse vibrato, myself included. I used to be in this category of like overusing it. Your tone is not as big as it can be. You want to choose your moments, I think, to bring in vibrato. It's not as big of a sound as just a big whole note. Versus. I love vibrato, but I want to consider how often I use it when I bring it in. I hope these tips help you guys. Make it a great day. I'll see you in a few days. If you like this video, subscribe. Hit the bell icon. That'll make sure that you're notified quickly when my videos come out. And I look forward to the next one. See ya.